Now, NBC2 Sports with Lucas Mayer.
Welcome back. The Indiana State women look to continue the good vibes of a 4-game winning streak this afternoon as the Illinois State Redbirds came to town. Next in sports, the Trent Miles era has ended at Indiana State and begun at Georgia State. After that tough loss, Boilermaker fans may be looking toward the future, and a key part of what lies ahead for Purdue was on display Friday night. Terre Haute South quarterback Danny Etling will be wearing black and gold next season. That's sometimes a product of a young squad, Patrick. But coming up in sports, the Sycamores could not make it past Creighton in Arch Madness. A crazy finish between Indiana and Michigan. On Saturday, Jake Odom had another tremendous game, totaling 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Former Hoosier great Steve Alford, the coach at New Mexico, had serious praise for the Sycamore guard. This whole week has been great. You can already tell the Indiana basketball playoff atmosphere. Grant, there's just nothing like it. Hello, folks, and happy College Football Day. A historic game for the Sycamores, a crazy game at the Horseshoe, and high school girls golf sectionals are ahead. The Vincennes Lincoln Alice is back in the sectional championship down at the Hatchet House. The Alice is looking to add more hardware to their trophy case tonight. So some exciting games in high school basketball. How about that Washington contest? And a tremendous victory for the ISU women. Tomorrow, a massive test for the Sycamore men as they play MVC frontrunner Creighton. A solid night of hoops in the land of Lincoln. I will say those Robinson Maroons seem to find themselves in an awful lot of highly competitive and entertaining contests. Fun to watch. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scoreboard. The first time ever, the Greene County Daily World was able to print a front page declaring Linton was going to the state title game. The Miners did it relying on the half court and their 2 big post players, a 76-75 overtime victory against a fast and athletic Speedway Spark Plugs team. We all love watching college sports and attending games where student athletes and their coaches have the opportunity to showcase their hard work. But rarely do spectators get a glimpse away from game day. I'm here to give you an inside look at the Indiana State women's basketball team. After one of the most competitive tournaments in recent memory, Rockville has proven it is deserving of its #1 ranking after leaving the Pizza Hut Wabash Valley Classic champions and still undefeated with their #1 ranking. Now, more than ever, a state title berth seems possible. Hudsonville has a tall mountain to climb in the challenge. They are operating with just over 100 students going up against private schools, prep schools, and public institutions with over 10 times their own student body. Win for the Hoosiers in the game they had to have with upcoming battles at Purdue and at home game day versus Michigan coming up. At Assembly Hall, I'm Lucas Mayer, NBC2 Sports. A great deal of Manaya's success is based off his fastball, which can be clocked up to 96 miles an hour and has natural movement, sometimes up to 6 inches. That, along with his 3/4 delivery, makes it very tough for hitters. It was a dramatic bump day for the Dragon Racing team after calling on Patrick Carpentier to replace Scott Speed. Unfortunately for the Canadian driver, he crashed during practice, effectively ending the team's hopes of qualifying for the Indianapolis 500. For 2 consecutive years, the Carroll Chargers have been celebrating with their fans after the Class 4A state championship game at the expense of the Fighting Irish. Vincennes Reveille is a small Catholic high school that has built a close-knit community, one that shows great support for athletics. And there is no bigger fan than Will Sievers, who has become an integral part of the Patriots.
The people need to get fired up and the need, that team needs that fired up, the fans need an encore for our team.
Will was born to Joel and Leanne Sievers on October 7, 1994. The couple was unaware their second son would have Down syndrome, which limits cognitive development.
We didn't have any idea until he was born. The pediatrician in the delivery room knew. The obstetrician didn't.
Joel and Leanne had spent their lives in Vincennes, but it was a community that had little experience with Down syndrome.
The only book that our public library had was discussing whether or not you would take your child home from the hospital at all. I think it was written in the 50s or something. It was horrible.
It did not take the Sievers long to realize Will had a special personality. He had a gift to spread the joy he so often displayed.
Will is maybe the happiest person I know, carefree, open, accepting, loving.
He's a lot more outgoing than I am. He's pretty much fearless.
Will was never afraid to show his affection, gaining a reputation for the best hugs in town.
I go hug people at school and in the games.
Joel is a Vincennes Reveille lifer. He played for the Patriots and coached in many different positions. Matthew played basketball and baseball at Reveille. Despite Will being a student at Vincennes Lincoln, where there is a program that meets his needs, family ties to the Patriots made him a fan from a young age.
Most of his memories, except for some family stuff, have been with the sports and with the people involved with that, and the huge extended family kind of that we have.
Will became a fixture at Reveille, especially on the basketball and baseball teams with Matthew, including the memorable 2009 Patriots run at a baseball state title.
We put Will in uniform, assigned him to the roster, and it allowed him to be in the dugout with us. He's always just enjoying life to the fullest. And you understand that, you know, life doesn't just revolve around athletics. It's a whole lot more than that.
But through Reveille Athletics, Will has gained a platform to teach many throughout the Vincennes community.
First and foremost, it teaches our kids that's been around him that someone with special needs doesn't need to be really treated any differently than anybody else.
Will has opened the eyes of many. His participation with the Patriots sheds a light on the power of sports.
Sports are supposed to be about life and life lessons, and it's a great model of how you prepare for and react to life.
It's nice to know, that he's been such an influence, and probably more of an influence than I even know or realize.
He's just a very a good representative of people.
I'm making people happy, yes.
Will is at his best running the basketball team onto the court and at halftime at Patriots games, when the winner of a raffle has the opportunity to make a shot and receive a prize. Through sports, Will has gained admiration and acceptance, but taking a step back, it becomes clear. Will has done more for the Patriots and Vincennes than anyone could have ever imagined.
Wabash Valley Classic wrapped up yesterday as the Rockville Rocks took on the Robinson Maroons. Terre Haute South was packed for the finals of a great tournament that has captivated the community for the last week. Here we go, the Maroons and Rocks going at it for all the pizza. Rockville came out storming, blitzing Robinson. Joel Wittenmeyer finds himself open down low. Robinson has to take a timeout and compose themselves. Jordan McFall makes that difficult. He gets one to fall from deep, and the Rocks with a 13-2 lead, 3:09 left in the first quarter. You knew Aaron Seiler and company wouldn't back down, though. The Maroons guard makes a patented shot from way back. Hard to defend that range. Some very physical play leads to Wittenmeyer being elbowed hard in the nose. He's bleeding everywhere and heads to the training room. Michael Akondi throws one down. Akondi may be the best dunker of the tournament and one of the better players as well. 18-14 Rockville. Wittenmeyer back in with a different non-bloodstained uniform. He gets the basket to go and draws the foul, igniting the Rock side. They lead 24-21 at half. Robinson would fight back in the second half, but Rock star Lane Mahurin took over down the stretch. A couple of crossover, drives, finishes, and gets the N1. Rockville runs down the clock. They win 44-39 to claim. It's the beginning of a new era down in Vincennes tonight. Former Indiana State women's basketball assistant Clint Weddle takes over a Northview Knights basketball team that is seeking a new identity. Good evening. What a weekend of sports to recap. We start with the only remaining Valley team in the high school tournament, the Linton Miners. Despite an extremely successful regular season, went a bit under the radar entering the playoffs. Bar Reeve Lady Vikings are an impressive 17-4 on the season with an opening sectional win over North Davies Tuesday night. Welcome back to Going to the Hoop. It was an awfully busy night down in Knox County, where both Vincennes Lincoln and Vincennes Reveille were at home. The Alices are off to an impressive 10-3 start. That would be even better were it not for two recent narrow losses. This game had it all, a fierce rivalry, drama, big plays, controversy, and a fantastic atmosphere, exactly why we love high school football. Jason, back to you. The games got in this week despite the delays. We had some muddy uniforms and slippery footballs in Illinois that made every play an adventure. A nice welcome to fall football. A bunch of thrillers, and the NFL action is not done yet. We have games currently being played and a Sunday night showdown between the Lions and 49ers. That's all for sports. We'll be back after a quick break.